Oh, hello there! It's been a while, right? I really enjoyed being part of this challenge. I learned so much, I met amazing people, I pushed myself to create something outside of my normal work. And most of all, I had fun. Well, fun while slightly panicking, but it's still fun, yeah. If you don't know, the rule of this challenge is simple. Follow the beat, just respect the rhythm shown in the template. This time I decided to join again, but I wanted to explore something completely different. This video is a full breakdown of my submission for the new Pwnisher challenge dream sequence. Ideas always need time to grow, but most of the time I go with the very first idea that feels right, the one that matches the emotion of the template. For this challenge I had two ideas. The first one, which I actually liked, was a machine that solves Rubik's Cubes. Yeah, this one. But at the time I felt like it might be too common, maybe too safe, maybe something many people would do. The second idea, and the one that I chose, was this one. A moment where our friend Dr. Weird uses his Eye of Momococo to rewind time and save the city. Well, inspiration, references and vibe. After choosing the idea, I had to find my references. For this piece, I was very inspired by comics and 2D illustration. Most of my past projects were very focused on photorealism, but lately I've been trying to move away from that. I want to simplify my art, make it more graphic, more stylized, something new and different. Like Picasso!
It's an art project?
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
Okay, maybe not like Picasso, but you get the point. My first time joining one of these challenges was a 100% realistic attempt in the Jasmine Skull. But for example, the short film I recently released here on YouTube feels closer to a fake stop motion style. I'll leave the link in the card and in the description if you are curious. It has subtitles in English, Spanish, French and Portuguese. I really put a lot of effort into it, so I hope you enjoy it. Did you like my very subtle promotion? Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, creating. Once I had the idea and a clear feeling for the project's energy, I started the block out. This is the first real step when you open the software. In my case, I used Blender. At this stage, everything is very rough, very simple. I just want to see if the idea works visually. This is the base of any project, by the way. If this stage is weak, everything else becomes harder to do. Think of this like a foundation of a building. Without a strong structure, the building collapses. After I had something working, I started refining each element. The character was the main focus, so that's where I began. I created the basic blockout again and then started sculpting to have proper detail. A few days later, the character was finished. Whatever finished really means. Then came the retopology, as always. After that I created the basic rig to animate the character. I used Auto Rig Pro for that. I'm explaining these steps very quickly because they can be very technical. If you want me to go deeper into any part, just let me know in the comments. With the character ready, it was finally time to animate. And this is one of the biggest challenges of the challenge, animating on the beat. Since I had a time template to follow, I tried my best to respect it and make the key moments hit the beat perfectly. So I divided the animation into clear moments. First moment, second moment, the impact frame, third moment in the mirror dimension, fourth moment looking at the camera, and then the final shot. It's only 120 frames, just 4 seconds of video, but they needed to be 4 seconds that matter. At some point I was actually very happy with how it was looking. Refining. Fast forward a few days. And the movement was done. I textured everything in Substance Painter, but always with one thing in mind. In the end, I would use Blender's Compositing to completely change the look. What really matters is the final frame, by the way. Since I had thousands of small details to handle, I kept the textures of Dr. Weird simple. Then I started building the environment, a desert and a city with opposite colors. At first darker tones, browns, warm colors, and in the end cooler tones, more blue. I created this mirror dimension that would handle the transition between the two scenes. I used geometry nodes to create a very simple appear and disappear effect. Nothing crazy, but I guess it worked. Then I made the magic discs, inspired by the ones you see on Doctor Strange movies. So of course my Dr. Weird needed his own version. I kept it simple, some alphas, emission shader, a bit of animation, simple but effective. By the way, I'm leaving the magic disc in the description for free if you want to play with it. If you want to support the channel, just leave a like and subscribe it, I would really appreciate it. Now, the million-dollar question. How did I get the final look? The background was done with the compositing inside Blender. I learned a lot from Zhang, an amazing artist I highly recommend. Links in the description. Well, Dr. Weird was styled using the painter filter Addon, which creates this beautiful painterly look. It took me some time to find the right balance, the right sweet spot, but eventually I got there. This level of polish definitely didn't come from my brain, the Addon is very powerful and very good. Not sponsored, by the way. Then I worked on the lighting and rendering. Testing, changing. Testing again, changing. A lot of experimentation until I found a look that I like. At first everything felt too blocky, so I rendered the background with motion blur and Dr. Weird without motion blur. Then I combined both in After Effects to make him stand out more. Of course I used Cryptomate to separate everything cleanly. I rendered again and again and again. Eventually I reached a version that I really liked. I had this impact frame to give it an extra punch, did the final post-production, add some extra sound effects and... I truly hope you enjoyed this video. I want to come back strong to YouTube. Maybe even with a new style, who knows. Let me know what you think in the comments. And for the real ones who stayed until the end, follow me on Instagram. I'll start posting more there. Breakdowns, experiments and other creative stuff. If you want to watch my Chasm Skull submission, you can click the video on the screen right now. If not, that's totally fine too. Stay safe.